Okay, he has the video and audio turned on, Shelby.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can you guys see me?
No?
No,
Oh my gosh. I gotta sign in.
We can move forward and you can work on getting on while we're going. I have you on speakerphone. I think everybody can hear you, can't you?
as long as she can hear us, we're good.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. We're gonna call the finance committee meeting at 3:07, please. We have to have number A2, election of committee chair. The vice president, the president cannot be a chair of any committee. We have 2 members of the board present, Shelby Bohart and Chris Scaff. So open for nominations for the chair of the finance committee, please. I nominate Chris Scaff. Do we have a second? Any other nominations?
Shelby, can you hear anything?
I can hear it's quiet though.
Okay, she probably didn't hear me. Shelby, I nominated Chris Scaff to be chair of the finance committee. And we need a second, or well, I'm requesting a second, sorry.
Okay, I second that nomination.
Okay, thank you. Any other nominations, please? Okay, nominations closed. Sorry. May I please have a roll call vote for Chair Chris? All
Tom-
those, I'm
Tom
gonna
is
go,
trying to get in also.
I'm sorry, who?
Tom,
So is Bill. They're saying
I
the
was
link
gonna
isn't
say,
working.
it's not letting me in.
I just tried the link and it let me right in. So make sure they're using the link that was in the calendar invite.
are you using the link that was in the calendar invite?
We're temporarily gonna recess.
No,
Yeah, Gmail.
It's in your Gmail calendar.
She can go through the website. and
Yeah,
just
but
hit
then she
board
can't, she
meeting
might be able to
schedule.
log in because then
She
she
can,
can
that's
go.
exactly how I log in.
where do I find the calendar?
In your Gmail calendar?
It's,
Yeah, I don't know where the Gmail calendar is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Shelby, sorry, look in the left-hand upper corner where you're gonna see a little box of dots.
Okay,
And click,
oh, maybe the more.
click on that and it should bring up the calendar. Or no, click,
Nope.
no, I'm sorry, it's the one to the right of it. It's your name. Click on your name once, please.
Okay.
And you should see an icon that says calendar.
I'm not seeing that.
All right, for right now, let's keep going with the meeting and,
Well, where in
We'll
Gmail
work
is
on-
it so she can?
So in the, it's
maybe
not
Frank can send her the link.
Yep, I will send a link via
Thank you.
email right now.
He's gonna send you a link through your email right now.
Okay, hey, I made it from the calendar. If it'll
Okay,
let me do it.
Tom's here.
Great.
he's also gonna send you the link so that we can keep moving and you can jump
So I
in.
thought you said Bill was.
Okay, that's fine.
He's trying to get in. He's having the same problem.
Can we send him the email?
There's
Oh,
Tom.
thank you.
Hey, Tom, you there?
Tom C should be unmuted and video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's co-host. He can unmute himself.
Tom, can you hear us? You're unmuted. You have to unmute your,
He is unmuted.
Tom, can you hear us?
Oh, hey, I'm in. I'm in.
Can you turn up your volume for your computer? We can't hear you. Could you text Tom, please?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Tom, Chris is texting you, okay? Oh, he's trying again. I think he's in. Can you hear us, Tom? Oh, you just muted yourself.
There you go. We did hear you.
That's Shelby.
Hey, I'm in, so I'm getting off the phone.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
and
bye.
please unmute yourself.
Bye.
All right, there we are.
Oh,
Hey, Tom,
beautiful. We have
Hey.
two Tom C's. Okay.
thanks for jumping on, Tom.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting back to order, please. We went in for a temporary recess from 3:09 to 3:12 for technical difficulties. Joining us is Shelby Bohart, Tom Cannon. So we just went through the call to order. We had nominations for election of committee chair. Chris Scaff was nominated by myself, seconded by Shelby Bohart, and we haven't voted yet. So, may I please have a roll call vote for Chris Scaff to be the chair of the Finance Committee, please?
Chris Scaff,
Yeah,
Manny Rodriguez, Shelby Bohart,
Yes.
John Miller,
pass.
Elizabeth Lynch,
Yes.
Tom Cannon,
Yes,
Bill Baldino.
Is he there?
He's still not able to log in. I asked him if he wanted to call in. He's read it, but has not responded.
Okay.
The motion passed.
Well, just real quick, Robert's rules, pass means that you want to vote last. So we still have John Miller's vote, but he can abstain, so it's okay, it's okay. So John, please go ahead.
We have all yeses so far, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. So how many yeses do we have, please?
5.
Thank you. Motion passes. Okay. Chris, you are officially the chair. Please proceed.
Okay,
I'm gonna, if I may, I'm gonna call Bill Baldino and have him on my phone because he's not able to.
Sure.
Okay. I'll wait. Just, should we wait?
Hello, Bill. I have you on speakerphone. We've started the meeting, just went through a vote to appoint Chris as the chair of the Finance Committee.
okay.
Okay, yours. Okay. Chair Chris, may I please make a motion to amend the agenda to add an item that was supposed to be on the bottom of the agenda, but it isn't. The item is the very last one before adjournment. Motion to move to add items for future discussions to the bottom of the agenda.
Isn't that what number 9 is?
Number 9 says
Okay,
discuss
that was
budget
added.
items members would like to be clarified.
Oh, I rescind. I'm sorry. Can't. Sorry. Just worded
Okay.
differently. Thank you.
I was just scrolling down there.
I'm pulling the
Okay.
motion.
Any hearing of visitors? Do we have any visitors that want to chat? Nobody signed up, Christie? Okay. Moving on. C1, interest earnings. Joni, I guess this is where you step to the plate.
Okay, so as you can see in the public comment, the First National Bank General Fund interest to date, so from July till current, which would be the end of December, we've earned $18,682. For the CD, there is $3 million in there, and to date, we've earned for the fiscal year $63,563. Total interest, though, from the CD is a little bit over $850,000. We currently have the CD actually ready to be expired. So we have to make the decision, and we are getting with the bank for the rates. The CD rates are very, very close to our money market rates. Money market, though, you would be completely liquid. The CD would lock you in for 3 to 6 months, whatever you would choose. So we need to make sure that, I don't believe we'll need the money for 3 months. So if we locked it in, if it were a higher rate, so that's more than likely what we'll do. Again, depending on the rate. We want to, make the most use of our money, but don't want to lock us in if we feel like we may need it. So that's the considerations. Then you have your general fund money market account. Interest to date for this year is $176,890. We are going to be lower than last year, and that is because of the budget impasse. We would have had much more money coming in from the subsidies. But since the government didn't pay us till November and December, we did not see that money sitting in our account earning interest.
So we lost
So
interest.
we did. We absolutely lost interest. We're not going to see the $407,000 number we saw last year. I'm hoping we might see 250. That would be my hope for this year, but that is completely because of the budget impasse. Total interest is a little over $1 million. The Liberty Curtain bond is closed. That closed at the end of the September, and the balance is 0. And then Fund 15, the tax office, the interest earned to date was about $200. So that gives you a rundown of your interest earnings for up to date.
On the Liberty Curtain project,
Mhm.
when is that gonna be completed? Cause I know we keep taking a little bit out of our own general fund for that. When's that gonna be done?
That's more of a facilities question. I'm thinking spring, or maybe Frank knows the answer to that.
Yeah, we're still working on a few things that, issues that have come up since they've turned the building over to us.
Okay,
And so we're just making sure the contractors are doing what they said they would do, and we have a complete and 100% functional building. So we're just working through a couple little things, and we can talk more in the facilities committee about that.
we had set aside, what, $1 million for that, if I remember?
1.7.
Yeah.
General
One
fund.
point seven, do you
Mm-hmm.
know where we are?
Yes, that's always on the board agenda. So just so you know, that's always in the like the review for bills for payment,
Yeah,
with always a separate spreadsheet in there.
okay,
I cannot remember off the top of my head. I know we just did it. We were at 1.3 or 5. We are close.
Oh,
to depleting it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And hopefully it coincides with exactly the completion of the project. So yes.
Elizabeth,
that's a question. I'm not sure if the facilities committee would know or not, but I guess that's really the question is
Mhm.
what is the estimated total cost that we still
Mhm.
anticipate to spend?
yeah, cause
Not,
I
not
had
how much
asked,
money's left, but, well, that too, but.
I'd asked in the one board meeting that we get it reported how much we spent for the total project for the building and then how much for interest on both of the different bonds. And I think that's in here in the bottom of
The
the
interest
page.
is, yep.
So I
I'll get
saw
the
that
other
earlier, so
information.
we'll look at that in a little bit.
Okay.
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 Anybody got any questions on all of that?
It's well done.
John?
No.
Shelby, Tom, any questions on the interest?
And I have Bill here on the phone also.
Okay, Bill, you got any questions on interest?
No.
Okay. Let's go to C2, procurement process.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to share. Oh, nice screen. Perfect.
Can Bill
Okay.
even see the screen?
No, he's not logged in.
Oh,
Joni, will this be uploaded to board docs?
It is.
It
Oh,
is.
Yes.
Everything
Yep,
that I'm
it's on.
showing you
Showing
is
that you were.
absolutely.
That was, okay,
Yep.
that's my question.
Elizabeth, you're talking to Mike when you're talking, because I can't even hear you.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that what she's showing us right now is the same as what's on board docs, and she did say yes. So
Absolutely.
we're good. So Bill can look at it later.
Can Bill get on board docs? Is he on that?
Bill, are you able to get on your computer to look at the agenda?
I am on board docs. The problem is with logging in for the Zoom. I get a screen, a window that says launch meeting and nothing comes up. I did it 3 or 4 times, including your new link. And it keeps doing the same thing. I don't know what's wrong.
See if the app downloaded. You might need the Zoom app.
Oh, yeah, you might have to download the Zoom app onto your.
Is it a new app? I've been using it.
Hmm.
Excuse me, for 2 years.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure and we don't have a tech person in the room to help diagnose that.
Well, this is working right now.
Okay,
I-
good.
I want everybody to know that I've been trying for about 15 minutes to try to get into the Zoom.
Okay.
It's,
All right, well, if he can follow it on
Yep.
on board docs, we're all right. Go ahead, Johnny.
Okay, this is a procurement process. It's like a flow chart. Sometimes a picture is easier to understand than just basic words. But we talk a lot about the procurement process and the level at which 3 quotes are required or a bid is required. So this is a nice diagram that shows you goods and services. We don't have to go through this step by step, but this is just something really nice to have. And this changes every year per the government. So just kind of high level, the goods, anything less than 13,200 for state and local, there aren't really any additional requirements. Anything from 13.2 to 24,499 requires 3 quotes and a PO submission. And then anything over 24.5, then you get down into your formal bidding process. So we're all familiar with that, but this is just a really nice diagram to kind of help explain it. I actually like this. I put it right on my bulletin board, and then services are on the other side. And it separates it from your local and state funds and your federal funds, because there are different requirements for federal funds. The next page, just what it does is just gives you more detail. For furniture and equipment and textbooks, you do these things. Here's the exceptions. Construction projects, they're pretty much very, very formal. Any construction bid typically is over 24,500, and you get into the bid process. And I know we recently discussed making sure that public bids are advertised, making sure they're opened at a certain time. We got into all those discussions, and we want to follow those to a T. So this kind of gives you, again, just more of a written guideline.
Johnny,
And if I just want to comment, it's not on this page, but go ahead.
on page 4,
Mhm.
number 7, one of the lines there is bids open publicly on a date in the advertisement
Mhm.
with 1 or more witnesses present.
Mhm.
Our borough was going through some stuff, and they were told about opening it at a meeting like I had suggested before.
Mhm.
And it was said that they don't want to wait. And they were told, you can do it at a work session meeting, whatever.
Mhm.
And I think with us having both finance meeting, a facilities meeting for a lot of it, curriculum and everything else, we have more than one opportunity to open these at a public meeting. And I really think that should be something we're doing, so it's very transparent.
The only thing we wouldn't want to do is hold up the project. I understand what you're saying. And if a meeting happens to coordinate, I guess, with the timing of the actual project, then we'll make it public no matter what. We'll make sure we advertise it as a public meeting and open it at a
Yeah, we
designated
should open
time.
them up in the public.
Oh, absolutely.
So we should have,
Understood.
at
Well-
any committee meeting, anything we need to do.
And we'll try to coordinate it with public, with
Okay,
our
unless it's an
scheduled
absolute
meetings.
emergency, like a building collapses, something
Right.
like that.
Yes, correct. But we absolutely will try to coordinate it with the already scheduled meetings.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
but they will all be public. They will all be
Right.
advertised and made public. Absolutely. Let me just roll back here real quick.
Page 3.
This page here, if quotes are required, FIS is Financial Information System. It's just a
Right.
general term for whatever accounting software you're using. So that's what FIS means. And again, it just lays out when it's put into the system, when it goes from a requisition to a purchase order. These are all things that we already do. It's just, like I said, laid out just very nicely. And then here's the formal bid process.
Does any of the board members that's here on the meeting right now have a problem with opening them up at public meetings? Whether it be a committee, a work session, or a voting session if they coincide? John says no. Shelby, Tom, you guys?
I don't know why I would have a problem with something being open public.
Okay.
No, I don't have a problem.
Bill?
No,
All right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
why don't we throw that question up so we can say on the work session, we'll discuss it more because we're gonna have more members.
So what do you want the title of the work session agenda item?
Just bid
Discuss,
process.
discuss public bid
Discuss
process?
public bid
got it.
process.
Just so it's noted, it's a requirement.
Yeah,
Just, I understand if the board wants to vote on it, but it is actually a requirement that we are mandated to do.
No, we know,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
go ahead,
Thank you.
Elizabeth.
It's just the question on the table, I believe, is whether or not the majority of the board wants, unless there's an emergency situation,
Right,
the bids to be open during a public meeting, whatever that meeting is.
yeah, so they're
So-
transparent.
That's it. Just to be consistent with whatever all the municipalities do and
Yeah, because the way that sounds right there is you and Christie and Frank could get in a office and open all the bids and say, here it is. I'm just trying to make it more transparent.
yeah.
That's all.
Mhm.
Okay.
It really helps with community communications and their trust in us. It's not a trust decision about us.
All right. That's good.
Okay. Number,
Anything else on that, Joni?
I have, we're on page 3, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Chair Chris. I know our policy was just discussed, but quotes from a telephone. I understand that and I see how it's very helpful. And our policy doesn't state this, though. Telephone bids, fine, as long as it's also in an email.
We don't do anything without written.
I
Yeah,
realize that, but
we
it
don't.
doesn't say it, so I
if
just
it's
wanted
in
to.
black and white, if it's not in black and white on paper, it didn't happen.
Right, but
But I know already that it's in there about requesting it being written.
We are required by our auditors to
Right.
have it in writing, so we would never do a telephone quote. Just for our transparency and
Right, right.
mandated, but we are required by the auditors, so
I
that,
read in here somewhere where it said it had to be documented.
right.
thank you.
Anything else? All right, number 3, the 2025-2026 building budgets.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, this is just, again, a high level, kind of a rundown of what is included in the building budgets. I know we talked about letting us know or letting the board know what's in the building budgets, kind of the process that we go through every year to build the budget. And every building principal is sent their own budget. What they're responsible for budgeting in that building is the school and office supplies, basic curriculum needs, which is right here, I have it listed out here. If it involves a whole a different kind of curriculum, like a whole English change of curriculum, that's under curriculum, but these are just more of a basic high-level curriculum need that the building budgets would be responsible for. Professional development and leadership needs, so that would also include any kind of principal memberships, professional development that wouldn't be covered by, we use a lot of Title II money for that, but any professional development, again, and travel that they would need, would like to have seen in their budgets. And then copier and postage cost. Each building has their own copiers and their own postage machines, and they're all leased. So whatever, it's just transferred over from whatever the cost of lease is, goes into their building budgets. So there isn't really any kind of, differentiation in those budgets. They're exactly what they are for the copiers and the postage.
With what you're saying there, I've had the argument all the time, we need to see the budgets for each building. So when we go to put the budgets together to vote on them, I'd like to see a budget for each individual school.
And I have them. I
Okay,
have them attached. Absolutely.
thank
I'm
you.
just giving you a high level to
Mhm.
kind of show
Yeah.
you before we go into the more of a detailed look of what they're responsible for.
Okay,
Okay. And
'cause we've
then.
never seen that before.
No,
That's why I'm
no,
wondering.
this is exactly what they're given. I'm giving it to you in a spreadsheet. Right now, we use Google, because we both can, update it and edit it as it goes,
Right.
but this is right out of Tyler Tech. So what you're gonna see is a spreadsheet right out of Tyler Tech. So, and it's live data. It's
Okay.
real data.
Thank you.
No problem. But first I want to show you, so this is the budget manual that anyone who's responsible for a budget gets. It's pretty easy to read. They get it every year. I say, what is the purpose of the budget? Why it matters, alignment, planning, transparency, and so forth. I talk about what is a budget. It's a process for allocating, limited monetary values. It's a product. It's a tool used for planning. I explain what the values of the budget process is. And then we get down to a little bit more detail of the budget code format so that they understand. We use a very, very long account number. So I break it down for them and tell them what each part of that account number is. And here's an example at the bottom. You see the code down at the bottom, the 1100. That's function, object, fund, education level, building, and subject. So they don't necessarily have to understand all of those things, but I would like them to know that this is their function. And an object 610 is supplies. 580 is travel. The more they do them, the more they're responsible for, the more they understand and they know. They have to own their budgets, and they do.
Will we see, like going by this, will we see department budgets?
Right now, we are focusing on the building budgets, 'cause that's what you had asked for, but we can, get into that, in the next couple of meetings.
Yeah, we should look at each individual department because we don't know
Mhm.
where we can save or add if we don't know what they are.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you
Elizabeth.
please explain what you mean by building department? So everyone,
She's gonna give us the building budgets per building, departments, curriculum, and gymnastics, athletics. If she can give us a budget by the departments also,
Oh, not the
Then we
departments by the school, but the departments as a district as a whole.
yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. I misunderstood. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Good. I like it.
And these are the object codes that I was just talking about. And then here's the instructions of how they go in. You get a Google Doc, you check your account numbers, you update your current year information, you enter in your proposed budget. Again, they all start from zero. They're not allowed to just take their last year's budget and reduce it by 10% or add 10%.
Right.
They have to go in and start at zero. And then there's a comment section where they justify what they are, the reason why they want to purchase it. Included in that is any grant request that they know about. And then the last sheet gives them a timeline so that they are aware that when their deadlines are for the submission of their budgets. And right now we are already meeting with the principals about next year's budget. So it's a constant forward motion. Okay, so I will show you. This is the spreadsheet I was talking about. This is what Bucktail gets. So he gets a Google sheet and he has a column that is blank that will say 25, 26. And he has to go in and justify each of these items. So copier, that's given number because again, every building has their own copiers and postage machines that has a lease attached to it. So that's a static number. They can't change that number. Then they have to go in and justify travel for music, travel for science, what's your supplies for your gen ed, your health, home ec, and pretty much the high schools are the same. So Bucktail High School and Central Mountain budgets look pretty much the same because they offer the same type of classes. They have the same type of needs.
Yeah, so you could actually group them together, like copiers and this,
They're in there though as a line item individually,
right?
Because that's their
where
school.
we budget at that line item level.
Okay,
And that actually is required by PDE when we submit reports.
right.
So if we have them roll up, it's harder for us to then submit any information.
Right.
But this is what their actual spreadsheet looks like. So you can see that this current year, general budget for Bucktail was $35,130. They have spent 21,321 and they have $13,811 left. They're in a pretty good spot. It's January. A lot of times they buy need their supplies on day one of school. So you see a lot of that number is their classroom supply number. So they're probably right on target.
So when we get ready for the budget, we'll see where they are and where they were and whether they went over or under. Or
Yes,
whatever.
but this is live. This is actual
this is
information.
live.
This is live right now.
Okay.
They've actually spent $21,321.67
Okay,
as of when I ran this report a week ago.
all right, thank you.
Yep. So this is absolutely live data. You see they have $13,811 left and they go in, like I said, they're responsible for this.
Right,
And their secretaries are very committed to making sure they don't go over their budget as a whole. They can go over line items, but they have to know that they can't be over as a whole.
right.
And they're very particular about going over even line items. So,
Thank you.
mhm.
How do you like this Tyler Tech software?
It has a lot of ease of use for some things that took us a long time to even navigate through in the old system. So this was super easy to go in and say, give me a budget report. And it's nice for all the principals because they go in, they choose their budget and they get a spreadsheet automatically. They don't have to do anything. They just go in and say, hey, I'm Bucktail and I'm going to pick Bucktail, and that automatically gives them a budget and they can take it right to a spreadsheet and have this information.
Now, can they only do their school
Yes,
and
they're
that's it?
only,
They can't
yes,
do,
certain security settings are set and
okay,
Bucktail only sees Bucktail.
good.
Central Mountain only sees Central Mountain.
All right, thank
Yes,
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Oh,
Elizabeth.
thank you. Would this be too much trouble if the other board members are interested? When you have your enrollment report for each school and then you have your budget for each school, do you ever compare just the elementaries against the elementaries and the high school against the high school? How much they're actually expending per student?
We do. We
Is it?
just started tracking that.
I'm really curious to see that. No, I'm not adding another layer here. I'm just saying I would love to see.
Absolutely. I can tell you right off the top of my head, Bucktail is like $222 a student. Central Mountain High School is like 116. So there's a big difference between those two numbers. The elementary schools are down near 80. And I can give you those exact numbers.
Oh, no, you don't have to. I
That's
just
okay,
say
No,
that's- I
it'd
want-
be cool to see them
No, I-
like every quarter or something.
yeah,
We can do it every month. So, well, they won't change because we just took their budget numbers.
right.
And
I
divided it
divided
by
by
their
the
enrollment.
enrollment, sure.
It's exactly what we did.
Okay,
Mhm.
And so and I do track those numbers. So,
cool.
I will add that for
Okay,
next time, but I
Right.
absolutely, but I know off the top of my head, Bucktail is $222 per student.
okay.
Good deal. I'm glad you're utilizing this software.
Mhm.
Okay, may I say one more thing? That information is lovely. And now it seems highly apparent to me, and I don't know about the other board members, but this is not something that when the board is looking for large items to lower our expenses, to me, this is a non-talking item. Because if they're only spending this much per child here, I don't really see this as a huge issue, me personally, just from seeing this and from hearing you. So,
Go ahead, John.
At the end of the budgeted year, is there anybody that ever has a balance? And what happens to that money?
It gets moved on to the next
well,
year.
that's-
Yeah, it goes into our fund balance.
All right, like this is Bucktail. Bucktail's the only one that has access to that. Nobody else can touch that.
Except those two.
So I'll give you an example. Last year, as the school, as the whole, all the building budgets for last year, equaled $350,000.
I'm sorry, how much? That
$350,000.
seems,
Collectively, they were $14,000 under. So that kind of gives you an idea. what happens to that? It's not rolled into the next year. It's usually absorbed by another expense in the general fund. Is-
Now, with that, if there's a principal says, hey, I need to save up a little bit over the course of a few years for X project or something like that, we certainly entertain that, right? So if they do need to save over, a couple of years, then.
That's
we
kind
do
of what
that.
I meant.
But.
Well, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We take that into consideration.
right.
Absolutely.
but as a general rule, any surplus or anything that they don't spend goes back into fund balance.
The general fund balance. Yes.
Again, unless the
Okay.
principal says,
Which
hey,
is-
I just
which-
hold on to this for whatever.
Which
Just
would be
say, for
savings.
example, I'm sorry,
That's okay.
just say, for example, this school, the high school here is $5,000 over. And they can't look at Bucktail and say, well, they got 13,000 left. We'll take the 5,000 out of there. Because that comes down to what I'm thinking in my head. If we have the report of each school budget individually,
Mhm.
and we don't know what's going on, we can't hold anybody accountable. Dr. Emmett can call her note and say, hey, I need 5,000 of your money, and who knows that? So how do we hold this school accountable for spending more than what they have?
So typically, you know that towards the end of June, and they also know it. When they go over, they might go over by $500.
I just
To be
threw a
absolutely
number
honest
out
with you,
there.
but to be absolutely honest with you, they are very, very responsible for their budgets. So the majority of the time, they are slightly under. We had a school last year that went a little bit over. But there's reasonings. We shifted kids around and moved more students to school. So Rob was a little bit over. Well, that's justifiable. And then Mill Hall came in a little bit under because that's where we moved the students from. So you do see shifts in that, but we understand that as an admin team, we understand that and we take that all into consideration. But we don't typically say, take this and move it over here. It is one big pot of money. So we do see, like I said, the shifts, and we're okay if Rob was over by $1,200 because Mill Hall was under by $1,200. So it kind of
Yeah,
evens out.
I understand that as just a simple fact. If, we're just throwing the money, there's no way of holding anybody accountable because we don't even know where it's going.
We do hold people accountable. They have to stick to their budgets. So I'm not sure how that doesn't translate as holding somebody
We're
accountable.
gonna see more now with this system
Mhm.
than we ever did before.
No, we've never seen anything like this
Yeah,
before. Never.
this is a whole new system that come in 23, early 24.
Well, that's when we started talking about it. The implementation started this year.
Right.
So if you recall right about when you started, we talked about an 18-month
Right.
implementation where we're holding a little bit onto Alio, but we're putting in Tyler Tech and we're still working through that.
Yeah, so
that crossover.
we're gonna see numbers, John, and reports that's never been available before. That's gonna give us some accountability.
So you'll see all the other building budgets are attached.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all live data.
Mhm.
We can keep reporting those every month, if you like, and then you'll be able to see, well, Bucktail's 13 under and, next month they might be 9 to the good, but still, you get into June too, though. And I will tell you, the high school in Bucktail, that's graduation time. So you're going to see expenses, for that graduation class.
Mhm.
Sometimes, for whatever graduation ceremonial type things they need. The elementary schools, they stay pretty consistent throughout the year. So, but these budgets are very small. They really don't have a lot of wiggle room in these
Mhm.
building budgets. They really don't.
All right. Anybody else got any questions for Joni on this? All right, let's move forward to number 4.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, we didn't have to go through all the budgets, but they're right there. If you
Right.
have any questions, please let me know. You don't understand something, need me to explain the process again, just let me know.
All right, number 4, board budget for the fiscal year of 26 and 27.
So in our budget, our board expenses, we've never come to the board before and asked for
Hmm.
you also then to be responsible for your own budgets.
Yes.
And I
Mhm.
think, and I don't know who brought that up, Elizabeth brought that up, that yes, maybe you should set your own budgets.
Yeah,
So,
could we never discussed that before?
right.
Never.
And
Yeah.
in those
That I
budgets,
remember.
this is the overview. In the budgets are conferences and training, your professional development, travel, advertising expense, and that's for the advertising the meetings.
Johnny, would
Meals
you
and
mind opening up
refreshments.
That link so we can see it up here.
I'm sorry?
Would you open up I'm sorry,
Attachment.
you're getting to it, never mind.
Yes, I'm
Yep.
sorry. I'm going over the rationale and
Sorry.
yes, this is what
I
you'll
have
be
ahead of you.
responsible for reporting. And typically it's hard to kind of, column advertising, that the expense is called column advertising, I think it is. That's what the Express calls their advertising. So when you see that on the list of bills or bills for review,
Yes.
that's what that is.
Mhm.
So just kind of a heads up for that.
Is this stuff on the website also, under the board?
No.
All of
No.
this, everything I'm showing you. Oh, go ahead.
So that it's open to the public, so the public can see the budgets at this level?
Yes.
It is now, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Because, and the reason I'm asking, with this day and age, so many people aren't getting the newspapers. So they're trying to follow this way.
Oh, you mean the public notices?
Yes,
Oh, I thought he
public
was talking-
notices and just the public stuff in general.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
That's okay.
So when is the board supposed to take a look-see at this?
I would, since I'm working on it now, maybe by the next board meeting. Is that too soon? That's February, beginning of February. It's these couple of items. And then I've given you some history,
Mhm.
as well.
Well, we'll do everything we can to work with whatever your schedule is. It's just, I just want to let you know, the board hasn't set their goals yet
Mhm.
for 2026, and I have no idea I don't even think they can get to that until February. But I don't know if that'll impact the budget or not, depending on what kind of training they want. So we'll do the best we can.
Mhm.
Okay?
I will also just note, because this is a question I would ask, that 23, 24, you see it's almost $50,000.
Can you zoom in on that a little bit?
I would if I knew how.
Yeah, it's small on the computer to read it.
So move that.
Yeah, but it's easy.
Move
Well,
this.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, see where it says 100% up on
Close
that
it.
top bar, if
Yeah,
you click on that, on the
Mhm.
plus, you can zoom
Oh.
in.
yep.
And then you can just keep going
Yay.
until.
Better? You don't need it more?
Maybe one more.
Okay. Now, do you see the almost $50,000 in 23, 24?
Mhm.
That was under board? That is when we consulted with Duraco for superintendent services.
And there was something else too.
And so that was lumped, that was put to this board expense.
Mhm.
The consulting services is what that almost
Mhm.
$50,000 was. So that's not a trend by any stretch of the imagination. I just wanted to let you know that's what was in that bucket.
Mhm. And if I may ask, I never asked this question back then. So when we do an assistant superintendent, that obviously has nothing to do with the board as far as our budget, correct?
If you would require a service.
That would,
no,
the service
no, it
would be
wouldn't.
under.
No, just superintendent,
Yes, what I thought.
just
Okay.
superintendent.
All
The
right, thank
assistant
you.
soup would be administrative.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So
Thank
by
you.
reading this right now, our actual is 6,137.57 is
As
what
of
we
the
have in the board
January
budget.
13th, I think is when you pulled that, yeah.
So that's where we currently stand.
Yes.
How much we
Okay.
spent.
So far this year, yes.
Mhm. I think that's very reasonable considering. I'm okay with it. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Any questions on that, anybody? Moving forward, number 5, Act 1 Index Forecast.
Actually, if I can just make one comment, when you
Okay.
asked was about the deadline, probably at the next finance meeting. So that
That'd
gives
be
you till the
lovely.
end of, more endish of February.
That would be lovely, because with the
Okay.
new board members coming on, and then that might give them enough time so we can, because we have to do our board goals, but it has to be done in a public meeting.
Okay,
We can't, it has to be in a public meeting.
okay.
That might help with the expense idea. Whether or not there's gonna be any expenses attached, I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you.
That it, Joni?
Mhm.
Okay. Number 5, Act 1 Index Forecast.
So if you're familiar with the Act 1 index, Act 1 is the maximum amount we can tax our taxpayers. So that is set This kind of just gives you an overview. I won't read it, but it kind of gives you an overview of exactly what that is, the Act One index. What, and I've never seen this before, so this was new to me,
I've never
a
seen it.
forecast. So this will let us know, especially for budgeting purposes, I know this year is 3.5%. Well, you can see the out years are pretty steady at 3.2, and so forth for the next years, so that I know 3.5% at the max will give us $500,000. And so I know roughly every year how much, if we maxed, tax to the max, how much we could possibly bring in. I know we wouldn't ever be able to bring in more revenue than that. That just helps me. And I know what roughly half of that would be. So for revenue, on the revenue side, this just gives me a good idea, a good indicator of how much we could possibly tax, what our max tax would be. I just wanted to let you know, as the board, this is kind of how it's being forecasted
Right,
out.
could we voted on that at the last meeting?
You voted to
Right.
not
Exceed.
exceed the
right.
Act One index. Yes,
I-
correct.
Chair Chris?
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Okay, I've never seen this before either, and even though I've read this, help me, please.
Mhm.
First bullet. Statewide average weekly wage for Pennsylvania as determined by the Pennsylvania Department of Labor Industry. Bottom line. Are they taking, please just explain it to us. What is that?
Oh, just move it. Okay, sorry. Oh. Okay, thank you. All right, the annual update provides an outlook. The 2006 limits increase to a school district's millage rate based on the index with certain exceptions. The maximum percentage increase, and that's what we're talking about here. So the max we can raise these, unless you do a resolution to exceed it, will be these percentages.
Okay, so I won't go too deep. I'm just trying to figure out what this saw. I mean, when they say it's statewide, don't worry about it. I'll just Google later. It's not, I want to
Oh,
take up time.
how they determine those rates?
Yeah, if you're in
Okay.
rural America, is it really compatible with what, Harrisburg or somewhere else? It just does, don't worry. I'm not gonna waste your time.
It looks like if you go down to the middle there, it says two growth rates. It looks like they average
average those
based
two.
upon statewide. So it looks like you can dive into that deeper.
Yeah, don't worry about it right now.
And ultimately, it's what the state tells us.
Yeah.
It's something that we don't have any control over.
Of course. I don't know, you're absolutely correct.
But now if we're acting correctly and being good guardians of the budget, and we can even come in under, that doesn't mean we have to do that.
Oh, no.
Correct.
Oh, no, I'm just
Right.
gonna work on this thing on my own.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not going.
Anybody else got any questions on that for Joni? All right, let's move forward. Number 6, quarterly tax income report.
I believe Christine told me that this was a requested information,
Yes,
tax revenue quarterly reports.
yes.
This again comes right out of Tyler Tech. I can go in and look at this report and say, here's real estate. There's the public utility realty tax, payment in lieu of your LST, your local tax, your earned income, your business privilege tax, and your transfer tax. These are currently the tax or tax related revenue that we receive every fiscal year. So this is from July to September. So this is quarterly. Our budget was about 35 million, and range to date was we received 23 million. So again, the majority of that, as you can see, is the real estate. From July to September, October is when we received the bulk of our real estate revenue.
And this is all new reports we've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Okay, this is lovely. And this is hitting that thing that we talked about, setting up this meeting. So in the next one, I would like it if the committee would be interested, now that she's set it up and now that you see it, then to get the last 3 years in a column so we can compare the taxes of each of these taxes, the name of the tax, how much was collected that year, how much was collected this year, how much was collected that year, so you can see whether or not there's a trend.
I would ask
Or-
her if she could work on that, but I don't think she's got a lot going on. I don't think to do it by next meeting
That's true. I mean,
would happen.
do you like the concept?
I'd say if we could see something like that by the end of the fiscal year.
So we are working on, I don't know if we're going to load more than just last year in.
Okay,
Right.
not yet.
Tyler Tech. I don't know if we ever will load more than just last year into Tyler Tech. We have those reports.
Excel.
So I can get you with the push of a button once we have it loaded, but thank
Right.
you. We do need to the end of this fiscal year to really work through more reports and
Exactly.
transitioning into
Sure.
Tyler Tech. We are still learning and working through that. So thank you
Right.
to give us a little bit of reprieve with that.
With that,
Show you
can
this one.
IT get in there and help you guys at all with this and teach you or?
No, our IT department has nothing, but we have our own support group through Tyler Tech.
Okay,
We bought a
that's kind of what I
contract
was
for
We
you.
wondering.
did, and we purchased hours of technical training.
Okay, good. So
We
it's
did.
going through IT to help you.
through
Not
their
our
IT,
IT, but
Through their
theirs.
IT, absolutely.
Good.
Yes.
Any questions?
So just real quick, Elizabeth, I don't know if this gets to what you're looking for, but that third attachment onto
That's
this
what-
line
Oh,
item
yes,
is the
so
tax
that's-
revenue for the last 2 years,
Mhm.
broken into those same categories.
Yes, and I
Yes,
did
that-
that. So I wanted to make, yes, I did do that.
Mm-hmm. No, I know, that's great. So then moving forward, which sounds reasonable to me, it sounds like the committee wants to see aggregate years, and having you go back even farther isn't really of grave interest.
It would have been nice to have this years ago,
Yeah,
but I think fiscally, they got their hands full.
yeah, I see that, yeah.
And as long as we're showing the public, and we are right now,
Mhm.
that we just made a huge leap forward.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can fine tune off of this. Once they get it all loaded, get it working, they get familiar with it
Just build,
and just keep building.
yeah, I think it's
It's
great.
like a boat in a river.
Mhm.
You gotta cut the anchor chain loose before you can move forward. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in one spot.
Right,
What's nice about this is 23, 24, and 24, 25. This is
Right.
static data. So this will never change. This is
Mhm.
exactly what we brought in for those years. So we at least have 2 years of history plus our current year.
Right. Are you happy with this Tyler Tech?
I am. It's asked, Christie was solely, for the most part, responsible for the entire transition. I worked on audit and other deadline type things. Christie and her team really, I give 100% credit to her
Well,
transitioning, and it was
Crispy,
a huge,
Christie.
yes.
It'll be very nice to use once we know all the ins and the outs of it. So we're only 6 months into it, really. So we're still very new to it.
Okay.
We have everything set up, but there's some tweaks that we need to do to be able to get reports to run the way
Mhm.
that we want them to
Sure.
run. It's still a work in progress, but we're getting there.
Good. This is
It's very nice.
110% better than trying to understand this last year.
oh, gosh, yeah.
Reports are so much easier to pull
That's what I
out.
was going to say.
It is so I'm not going to say it's much easier because we still have to be able to query. So we're still learning on, if there's not a canned report, we're still learning how to create reports. So it's still definitely a work in progress, but everything always is.
Right, but then
And-
once you have the template,
Mhm.
it's set.
Yep.
You don't have to keep recreating.
Nope.
That was the whole idea.
Is there a way in this program that I know it only works off of what's entered into it,
Mhm.
but does it have safeguards in it that, like, if you enter something in, like I had asked about that mileage, the 19,000 some odd $100 for mileage, and it was coded wrong.
Mhm.
Is there a way that you're putting something in there that it can kick it back at you and say, hey, this might be coded wrong?
No, because it's just a free form description line.
Okay,
And that's very hard. I don't know what software would have that. What it does do though, because and that's why we budget at the kind of the detail that we do. So if someone goes go in and over budget, it warns you. hey,
Okay.
look, you're over budget.
That's
Is
what-
that
I
okay?
think that's what you were getting at.
I'm
And-
curious because when I had my business, my accounts had software
Yeah.
that when I went in to add something in, it would say, ah, you're in the wrong.
Oh, no, nope.
Okay,
Ours does that. I think it's because we need more of a flexibility. And so it lets us do some free form type
okay,
of.
thank
Right.
you.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions on that?
Last one. When we were setting this up to present this, I requested to have it presented. This, just so everyone knows, these are the numbers before any expenses are taken out. This is the taxes that are
Yeah,
collected.
this is
before-
purely revenue.
Any, yep,
Mhm.
okay, so just, there you go. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? All right, move on to number 7, cyber charter school reform.
So we are.
This is a
This is a
hot
work,
one.
this is a work in progress, so we don't have, and we will by the next meeting, give you a pretty good estimate of what I call it a cost avoidance. It's not, we're not really saving, but we are avoiding the cost that we
Yes.
could have had.
Right,
We will have that the next meeting for you. We are still working through getting all the payments to the charter schools. But what I can give you is when we recalculated with the new budget revisions, we did go through, and this is written here, non-special ed students, our prior rate was about 16.7. With the revised rate, the brick and mortar charter schools are down 6.7%. So that, you're going to see some less expenses there at 15.6. Cyber charter schools, the virtual schools dropped 11%. So we went from 16.7 to 14.9. So we're going to see some, I'll call them savings there
Less expense.
for the non-special ed. And then the special education students, we went from 32,000. The Sugar Valley Charter School did not change. There was no change in there. But the cyber charters went from 32 to 28. I'm sorry, that was the prior tuition. I'm sorry, that was, the brick and mortars did not change. The cyber charters changed for special ed. It went from 32 to, or 28 to 27.
That does,
and that
so-
was because of the state changing that formula,
Mhm.
right? Okay,
Mhm. It allowed us to take 60% of our facilities cost. It allowed us
Right.
to take 60% of our athletic cost. So that was huge.
right,
That was huge. It also allowed us to take some of the non-special ed costs that we were bearing and take them out. Because we were actually, and they were cost of actual cyber charter students. So we're really
Mhm.
getting double hit on that. We were
Right.
paying for it and then we were paying them to pay for it. So that was nice that they allowed us to exclude those.
good.
So that is the information we have now. It looks positive. I cannot tell you though to date what I think our estimated annual cost savings will be until we go through and actually pay them and compare what we would have paid them.
But this is a report we'll see now and then, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we can run those numbers.
Anybody have any questions for Joni on the charter school reform? All right, moving on, number 8, Liberty Curtain bond debt schedule.
I believe, Chris, you had asked for this.
Yeah,
And I can blow this up. This is the 24 bond. And at the bottom, you will see, let me just scroll back up. So the first column is your principal. That's your coupon rate. So the next column is the interest. And I think that was your question.
yeah, I looked at this and then 23, I'm scrolling down.
Okay, that was 24 bond. This is 23 bond.
Yeah, the 23 bond. The bond itself was $9,990,000 even, correct?
9 million, 9.9.
Right, and the interest was 19,466,25 for only that 900 or 9,990,000, right?
So no, the interest is 9.4. The
Okay,
total together with the principal and the interest is 19.
okay. And then for 24, it was 9,995,000. That was the second bond,
That's the second bond,
right? And the interest on that one was
10.6.
10.6, which is the 20,604
20 million.
or 20 million. I'm
Yep.
sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of the one I wanted to see because I wanted to know totally how much, when we're done with Liberty Curtain, did the actual building and everything cost? Then I wanted to know the total of the actual interest that we had to do.
Yes. These
Okay.
are the real bond payments. This is the bond schedule.
So we're at almost 20 million on the building itself and then almost 40 million on interest.
At the end in 2053, we
and
will pay on this total.
53.
2053.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one was, the first one was 2049 and this one's 2053.
So we're almost at $60 million.
No.
Oh, what do you mean? No.
No, total is under 40.
Under 40, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Six.
Yeah, interest,
right
plu-
about
in,
40.
yeah, he
So-
just wants the interest plus bond number, final. That's all he was
Yeah.
asking.
Yes, when you say 20 million, that's these payments. When you say the school costs 20 million, that's what's coming out of these payments. So you don't add you don't add the other 20 on. These are what it costs to build the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have any questions on that?
No, appreciate it though. Thank you.
All right. Number 9, discuss the budget items members would like to be more clarified.
I just have one.
Oh,
It's
go-
okay though,
go.
if I can. Summer rec. I know that was discussed at the last board meeting.
Yeah. And
Oh, please.
I want to just say that I think the reason nobody made a motion on that is because it wasn't on the work session.
Okay,
So you had a bunch of members sitting here that didn't even know what it was.
okay.
And I'm hoping that that gets put on the work session budget so that everybody can see it.
So I know Kurt presented it in November last year or December, November.
Yeah,
I
but
think
these
it was.
folks weren't here for that.
Understood. So did you just want to put on the work session?
I would request it, and other board members need to say what they want, but I would request that that program gets put on the work session
Okay.
so that it can be worked through, it can be explained. We can do good versus bad, and then it would go on to the voting session like normally.
So do you want Kurt to present it again or just have the information on?
I think if he could just do a real brief thing, he doesn't have to go in super hard detail like he did.
Okay,
Because these board members weren't even here for his presentation. And they need to really hear it also,
okay.
because it is about the students. So, Elizabeth,
Yeah, I did not know that was gonna be on the agenda, and that doesn't matter. But what matters is the main contested item last year was the minority board members, if I remember correctly. They requested that the board consider giving a directive and listing all of the camps that take place in Clinton County, where they are, what students they have, how much they charge, because that was the whole discussion a year ago, and we never, because the majority of the board wasn't interested in that information, we were never given it. So that's why I voted no for it, simply because that's why whenever it does go back up on the agenda, that's gonna be my personal request, that list of all the different camps that all these different organizations have in Clinton County, we can compare and, like I said last year, potentially just partner with those pre-established groups instead of having a separate entity. And then let the board discuss that.
I don't know that we know all the places that do various summer camps and stuff. I mean, we can take a shot at it, but there may be, but what I'm saying is I don't know that we know what all those are.
There's the YMCA, the Wildlife Academy here in Lock Haven. We have that mother and father group that does that summer camp. Don't remember the name of it. There is a place that a couple of phone calls and you can probably get the whole list of
like
these
Sugar Valley
organizations.
does their own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But-
Elizabeth, if you want to send me and Kurt where to find that information,
Sure.
then we
Yeah,
can
I'd love
start
to help.
chasing that.
Let
Okay.
me ask you this, Dr. Redmond,
Yes, sir.
could Kurt give us how many different areas he had?
Hmm?
A summer program, how many kids attended each one?
That's
And
what
like
he
if you
presented in
had
November.
somewhere that only had 1 or 2 kids, would it be cost effective to join them too with one of the other groups?
If you look back at our November meeting, I think is when it was, he talked about exactly that thing and how he collapsed 2 of them together because there was low.
I remember he had said
Yeah,
that.
Mhm.
so yeah, he does that every year. He looks at that and tries to figure that cost
Okay,
benefit analysis and this last summer, he did actually combine because of low turnout.
cause I'd really hope that we can get
Well, the
some
library's
more
already-
people to help chip into the budget for that.
Mhm.
Because that's quite expensive.
The problem is like the county used to give $10,000 and they don't anymore.
Right.
Right.
And I think, according to his presentation, we sought out 18 different donations from area business and community members. We received $5,300.
Mhm. Well,
The
that
program
says,
cost over 30.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can do better. We can do better for the
We
kids. I
can do
know.
better, we have to do better with
Yeah.
it. Because if people aren't stepping up to the plate, then that takes a chunk out and then you're talking taxes again.
Mhm.
Okay, anybody got any questions on that?
Yes. Oh, no, I'm not on that, sorry.
Okay. We're done.
No, I have, this is, an
You either do or don't.
well, I'm sorry, not about the summer camp program.
Right.
That discussion's.
Okay,
yes.
go ahead.
Uh-huh. Can you please have, if the majority of the board committee, is in consensus, that we haven't started the proposed budget discussions yet. And can you please, if the board consensus here, for our work session, just give us a spreadsheet, something, our current expenditures that we've already spent versus, are we where we're supposed to be? Are we over budget right now? Currently.
We provide that in
Yeah,
the
that's-
financial report.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's on there already.
so, all right. All right, let me read my note here. Just a minute.
That's part of the financial statement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so then when the proposed budget is brought to us, that those numbers that you have would be compared to your proposed budget. Like we were saying, we talked about possibly looking at a year that's already closed,
Mhm.
the current year where we are, and then your proposed budget, so we see
We
Closed.
we did that last year.
ongoing, and yeah, because we only have a couple months left.
Mhm.
So that would be huge. That would really, I think, really help for the new people and also to refresh my memory.
Mhm.
That would be very helpful.
I
Hey,
think when
Bill
I
made it on
proposed-
here.
Well, that,
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Bill, I see you're in the meeting now.
Can you hear us?
Well, he's on the phone also.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have any questions?
Yes, and it's not on this agenda, but could we possibly put for the next agenda for finance goal setting, what this board?
Yeah, we could put that on the agenda
For next time?
Christie, would you do that? Okay. All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion,
We're out of here
super
at
terrific.
4:15.
And then we're back at 6?